about to go somewhere out now. Times to rise and elevation starts to drop down. Our little secret, don't kiss and tell, you're so bad. I'll probably see you in hell. Welcome to hell, baby. This is podcast hell.
I don't like being comforted very much. It's not my thing.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like once in a while, like a little bit of comfort's good, but for the most part, I'd like to be yelled at. That's probably the best way for me to like get over things.
Like you're in trouble?
Yeah, just like kind of like military style.
Okay, like a drill sergeant.
Like, are you gonna sit around and cry all day? Like that kind of thing.
You prefer that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's way better.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like being yelled at.
Yeah. Have you ever been yelled at by somebody besides a parent?
Like a teacher.
Or a teacher. Like have you ever like I'm trying to think like I'm thinking like athletics.
I was never athletic.
Yeah. ROTC, were you secretly in ROTC for a couple of years?
No,
like what's a scenario where you've been an adult?
I can only think of like when I was a PA for I Am Legend, and everyone in New York City had to be dead, so there couldn't be anyone in the background. And we closed off Madison Square Park on like a Saturday afternoon, and the PAs had to tell people that and block them from entering the park.
Yeah. People
People did not like that.
Oh, the people were yelling at you.
Yeah, just like tourists and bystanders. People want to go to the park on a nice Saturday afternoon.
They figured, and they just took it out on you?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. The lowest of the low people on the call sheet.
Yeah, it's like when somebody like is mad at the bank and they're like, I'm gonna go fucking let the person at the cashier.
Yeah, the teller.
Yeah, like, okay, like, oh yeah, no, actually my dad is Mr. America from Bank of America. And
What a name.
funnily enough, he said if one more person yells at me, they will change the policy on penalties for over withdrawal. So you know what? You don't owe us $20 anymore.
No, yeah, nailed it.
Yeah. That's I work at a job where I get yelled at sometimes, but I only get yelled at by people I sold something to who are unhappy.
Oh, so the customers, not
The customers,
not like superiors.
No, I've never been yelled at by a superior here. They would just very calmly and professionally tell me I don't have a job anymore. They would never raise their voice. I was at a job one time where my friend was my boss.
How did that work out?
It was a nightmare. He's actually coming on the podcast next week.
To talk about that?
Well, just to hang out. But at one time he
How was he as a boss?
horrible. He was like the worst boss I've ever had.
Was he friendly? Was he like friend boss?
He was overly friendly, and then he would yell, which is the worst combination. Like he'd be like, "Hey man, you're doing great. You're doing great. This is awesome.
Yeah.
I love you guys. I'm so glad we're all working here." And I'd be like, "Yeah, cool." And then I would like fuck up one call, and he'd be like, "What the fuck is this?" And like he just like he didn't have the temperament to like split the difference.
And then afterwards, like at the work, you could just be buddies.
We weren't. I don't think we were super close. Like we were friendly when he hired me, but I would have called him a friend. And then, they fired everybody. That company laid off like my entire department. I wasn't fired because I was moving to LA, and I told them like a week before the mass firing, so they didn't fire me, but they fired everybody.
Because you can go down with the ship.
Well, because I was already. It was probably cheaper for them. They didn't have to pay me severance.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So they fired everybody except they like had this huge customer service department. And then there's maybe like not huge. There's like maybe like 20 people in it, including bosses and everything. And then they hired this one guy that came in who was he was like just trying to get to know everybody's job. He's the guy that's going to fire everybody.
Yeah. A consultant, probably.
Yeah, a consultant.
Yeah.
To understand what everybody's doing.
Like a Robert California.
Yeah. And then he hired 2 new people. And then after a week of training them, fired everybody else. And then it was a week left of me, the consultant, and the 2 people he hired for customer service. And they were like, "Can you train these guys up?" And I was like, "No, I'm not doing anything. I'm 1 foot
out the door.
I'm doing nothing now."
Yeah.
I got fucked. I wish you had fired me. I would have gotten 3 months severance. Instead, I got nothing. So I kind of fucked I mean, I didn't fuck myself, whatever. I didn't know they were going to do that. But
Yeah. Gotta keep your cards close to your chest.
But no, I don't even know what the point of that story was. Oh, my friend was a bad boss.
How was the friendship outside of work if he was yelling at you at work?
Because as soon as I was done with that, as soon as he got fired, I was like back to being friends with him.
Okay. No ill will.
Yeah. And then they moved out here, and then we've hung out a couple times, and they're great. They were at my birthday party.
Then I probably met them.
Yeah, Sandy and Lou.
I'd have to see photos. I'm terrible at names.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, well, everyone at the birthday party was
shitting
cool.
all over Lou. He was not a good boss. I've told him I'd be like, dude, you were not.
I remember Lou. He was great.
Lou,
he sang that song.
He did sing that song. Do you remember what he sang?
I don't remember him.
He sang. This is my surprise birthday karaoke party. He sang System of a Down.
Oh yeah, he did a great job.
Yeah, no, he's like a talented singer. He's like a DJ, but he also does like metal. He's like a metal DJ or something.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta ask him. He's told me so many times what he does in music, and I can't for the life of me. It's like my little sister. My little sister's told me her job like 30 times, and I'm like, you work with people's
I often
parents.
don't know what my friends do.
It's hard. Yeah. It's hard to really know. Although I know what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've done the same thing for a while.
Yeah.
Tell me what I do.
You work for a company that does like recreational bowling leagues.
Yes.
And your mustache hangs in the park and assaults little kids.
Oh, it's not that kind of mustache. That's more of a thin mustache.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That's true.
This mustache,
ironically,
plays first base for the New York Yankees in the 90s.
Maybe like you think the 90s or the 80s? I think you're more of an 80s.
Well, Mattingly played in the 90s, early 90s.
Nah, he's like late 80s.
Yeah, 80s. Maybe 90.
Yeah. I'm thinking, who's the catcher for the Yankees that died?
Thurman. I was going to say Austin Wells because he's a catcher right now with a mustache.
Oh, no, but who's the guy that it's Thurman Munson. Yeah. He was like 80s.
Yeah.
And he was good.
Yeah, he was great. I mean.
Yeah. How did he die?
I think it was a plane crash.
Yeah. Okay.
I believe so. I don't know if it was during his career or after his career.
I thought it was during his career.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm pretty sure it was like mid-game. He like left the game and
to take a flight. Like, I'm gonna get a head start to Cleveland.
Yeah. You got a head start to the afterlife. Am I right, Gordon? Is it too soon to make Thurman Munson jokes?
No, I think it's okay.
I think that's all right too.
Yeah.
I think we'll cut in right here for the start of the podcast.
Okay.
We picked up some steam.
Yeah.
How are your nerves? You feel less nervous?
A little less nervous.
You asked me if you needed to prepare.
Yeah.
I thought I sent you something very funny.
You told me to prepare. Well, one thing I asked you yesterday afternoon, and you texted me this morning. And it was a joke about knowing the presidents in order.
Yeah. Alphabetically and chronologically.
Yeah.
That was my joke.
Which
I should have responded yesterday.
It would have been nice.
I know. Sorry about that. I'm not great at that.
Because I don't like going to places where I don't know.
Yeah.
Like to a party, I need to know. We didn't know people there.
Who's going to be there?
Yeah.
What are the topics that will be discussed at this party?
Exit strategies.
Exit strategy.
Also now in Los Angeles, more of a getting there.
Parking.
Yeah. If I have the car, if my wife has the car.
Yeah.
It's worth the Uber.
Do you have like anxiety, like social anxiety at all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You do?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. My wife has that.
Yeah.
I don't have that.
Like I'm doing this because I want to do something that made me uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah. I usually don't like to talk extended periods of time.
Yeah. Are you worried you're going to like, I don't know, like drop an N-bomb? Like what's going to happen if you go longer than 20 minutes? You're just like, well, I'm curious like what the fear would be. I
don't know. Like confidence thing maybe? Like like why does this person want to talk to me for so long?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I've been told by people who listen to the podcast is that like it's a very like it doesn't feel it's not like there's different types of podcasts.
Yeah.
There's podcasts where you're like, I'm listening to this one to like learn something, or I'm listening to this one to it's a comedy podcast where they're doing sketches and shit. And then there's podcasts that are just like on in the background. This is a on in the background podcast.
Okay.
Like my friend Mike did it recently, and he was like, he said his wife texted him, and she was like, This doesn't even sound like a podcast. This sounds like people hanging out in the back room after a comedy show. And I was like, oh, no, that's perfect. And then she wrote him. She was like, also, like I didn't learn anything listening to it. I was like, even better. I don't think she liked, it sounded like she didn't like my podcast.
Yeah.
But the things she was saying she didn't like were all compliments. Because I don't want it to feel like.
Oh, she knows you guys, so she's not going to learn anything. But if like a stranger.
That's true. But I mean, learn anything. Like, I'm not going to fucking be like, Paul, hang on for a second. Here's the thing about the periodic table, guys. You're going to get stuck on uranium. Like, I'm not going to fucking give people.
Yeah, this isn't shit you should know.
No. In fact, I would highly suggest that if you're listening to this, you erase everything mentally that you've heard and do not carry it as fact.
Yeah.
My sister listens. And
That's nice of her.
It is. She likes it. It's like, it's the only, I don't, it's instead of me calling my family, I'm like, just listen to the podcast. You'll know what's going on.
You'll know what's up.
You'll know what's up. But she's like, I'm always so shocked at the things you don't know. Like, I'll say things that are just like so factually wrong with full confidence.
Yeah, yeah.
And
that
then
it must be right.
Well, then then the guests will always go like, can we Google that? And I'm like, no phones on the pod. I'm strongly against that.
I got ChatGPT just fired up, ready to
I
fact check.
hate that when you go into Google, it's an automatic, AI
AI
response.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I kind of like it sometimes because sometimes I know what I'm trying to search for, but I don't know how to search for it. So it's better if I just ask the question.
Are you at all worried about society inching closer to AIing our own?
I think we're so far gone from that.
Yeah.
Like we're like inches into AI,
Yeah.
and I'm enjoying it right now.
You're okay.
Because like anxiety wise or something, like I'll get like overwhelmed if I want to like research something
Yeah.
on my own. But like I just pop it in ChatGPT and it helps.
Yeah, like you're right. I get it. It's definitely easier. And I also I have friends who use it for editing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah, I get podcast clips in like 15 minutes. And I like labor over them for hours to not, like I cut them like, like I feel like I'm cutting like a 1950s movie to get some joke about I made about sucking dick on the podcast. Like it's frustratingly long.
I'm probably using like the basics. I just
I'm using
asking questions. I didn't realize you can like have like audio files that you inject and then it edits.
You can literally upload. There's programs you can upload your stuff to and just go find me this, and this, and it'll just listen, cut, and put it together for you.
Oh,
and I'm like,
and you're doing that by hand?
No, I'm doing it by hand. I think it's wrong. For some reason, I'm like, it's ethically wrong to use these tools.
You got to put the work in.
I'm just what I really want to do is like hire somebody to do it for me, but I don't have a.
That person will just end up probably doing the AI.
Probably. Yeah, then I have to
hire. This is the easiest job in the world.
Then I have to hire somebody to do not use AI. I'm hiring you to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. I want you to waste your time.
Yeah.
I'm paying you to waste. No, the person 100% would just use AI.
Yeah.
So I know I should.
So
just
you
use
should
it.
use AI.
Yes, I know.
And give me the money.
Well, the money.
I just consulted.
Oh, that's right. You get a 10%,
fee.
You get a 10% fee just for saying that to me.
Yeah.
What's your shirt?
Taylor Swift Era Store shirt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this autistic like obsession you have with Taylor Swift is we can make that a topic of discussion.
Oh,
if
fun.
You want.
Yeah.
You're like in the top 0.001% of Taylor Swift listeners.
It was 0.05%.
Wow.
Which was like almost 50,000 minutes last year.
It would be funny if they were like, if Taylor was like, you know what, I'm having a concert, but it's just for like my top 50 listeners on Spotify.
I don't think I'd be there.
You don't think you would be?
No.
Oh, you said 005.
Yeah.
You're pretty close, man.
But that's 50,000 minutes.
How many more O's do you have to get to where you're in the top 50 all time of Taylor Swift listeners, do you think?
I think I saw like someone post like 0.01% and they had like hundreds of thousands of minutes.
And you
like,
have,
I feel like people just like play it on Spotify and just like leave it whether they're listening to it or not. Like,
and you have 50
hard earned minutes.
You have 50,000.
Yeah. I listen to those minutes.
It's not
I feel bad if I like have it on and I need to go outside to walk the dogs. I'll stop the music because I'm honest.
Yeah, you want an actual you want an actual representation of your mental illness.
Yeah. And how it's progressing. It's only up.
Yeah. That is crazy. I don't even know if I listen to 50,000 minutes of music total in a year.
Most people don't.
Yeah.
I also listen to it like when I'm working all the time.
Yeah. Do you work out? Pause for a second. That's a question I don't ask most dudes on the show. You working out? But do you work out?
Sometimes I'll do like a high intensity something training video.
Okay.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
When I'm feeling the mood, like I get into waves. I'll do that, or
like
sometimes
push-ups and shit, or.
Then I had in my mind, I'm going to do 100 push-ups every day, and I'll do that for a few weeks, and then something will distract me. I'll forget to do it.
Yeah.
Hiking sometimes.
I remember a guy in New York told me 10 while you can, which is you just do 10 push-ups.
10 while. Well, that's what I would do. I would do like 20 push-ups. All right, back to work, and then like take a break. 20 more whenever I get up. I think it adds up.
It definitely adds up.
I don't think you need to do 100 at once.
What I'm doing right now, you're the first person I've had on the podcast since I got some medical news. You don't know the news. Get ready for this news. I'm pre-diabetic. Well, I've been pre-diabetic.
Nice.
But I'm like really high. I'm as high as you can be before you're actually diabetic. I found this out like 2 weeks ago. So I'm walking like 10,000 steps every day and eating very healthy.
Okay.
But just doing that, just those two things, I've lost 8 pounds in 12 days.
Yeah. I mean,
it's crazy the impact of like just consistently walking.
Yeah.
For like,
Are you cutting anything out of your diet?
I was already eating kind of healthier, but now I've cut out like pretty much all added sugar. So I can have fruits and stuff, but I can't have, like ice cream, or something like that. And the real thing that I am a psycho about is candy.
What kind of candy?
Any candy,
like
Skittles.
Top one. So you're like a candy guy, not chocolate candy.
Not chocolate. I'm not really a chocolate guy, but like sour Skittles, Sour Patch Kids, gummy bears, licorice, those types of candies. I used to go pretty ape shit on. And then the doctor was like, you're going to lose a foot.
Right for the foot?
Right for the foot. He was like, as soon as you get to 6.5, choose a foot.
Yeah, jeez.
they cut it off for you.
Yeah. Not my most recent physical, but the one before that, my sugars were really high.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, oh, you're going to be pre-diabetic. But my most recent physical, my sugars are down.
So you're just measuring your glucose.
I think so.
Yeah, the pre-diabetic number is called A1C, and that's supposed to be below 5.7, and mine was at 6.4.
I got sent all my blood results. I didn't look at them.
Yeah.
My wife just looked at them and Googled everything.
I get them on like an app. It's funny to get bad news on an app now. It used to be
a little frowny face emoji.
In a movie.
You're pre-diabetic. Frowny face.
Like in movies, it's always like a doctor comes in and hangs up the thing and goes, "I'm so sorry to tell you this, but you have 2 weeks." Now you just go.
You're lucky you get an email from the doctor telling you what the results mean.
Yeah, literally. You're like, oh no, yeah, you have ball cancer. We're taking one of your balls tomorrow. Like it's literally like all the bad news is just in like a little script line at the bottom of a number.
Generated by AI.
Very weird, very, very bizarre to get bad news in an app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should call you up for that.
They should.
Bare minimum.
My doctor sucks, man. I got to get a new doctor.
I have to get a new doctor because they moved to Pasadena. Kind of a pain in the ass.
But they're not. They don't do Zoom calls or anything.
Well, it's like our annual physical stuff to like go there.
Okay.
We can Zoom for like minor things, I guess.
Yeah. No, my doctor like doesn't like. I'll come in, and she'll like kind of have. She like will have forgotten to get stuff on my blood test. Like the last time I went in, she was like, "Oh, I forgot to test for your diabetic number," and I was like, "What?" Last time it was like 6.2 or something. I was like, "Really, we've been working on that."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, I'm pretty sure we didn't test for it because it was doing really good." I was like, "No. It's the exact opposite. It's been doing really bad."
Did she have you mixed up with another Erick Hellwig?
No, she just forgot. So then she goes, "Well, you can just go across the hall and get your blood work done there today." Again. So I was like, "Okay, great." So my doctor's put me down. It's going to take like fucking 3 hours.
Well, had you fasted?
I had not fasted, but I did. But you don't need to fast for that one.
Oh.
So they took my blood, and then I got the test results back a week later, and it was like right at fucking diabetes numbers. And I'm like, "Oh, well, good thing I was a fucking little bitch about it in the meeting."
You advocated for yourself.
Thank you.
That's what you have to do.
You have to advocate for yourself. Yeah. I've learned that.
I'm trying to.
I've learned that going to doctor's appointments with my wife, where I have to be like, "Hey, doc, she said what she wants." That's a good line.
Yeah.
We had a doctor come in recently for a thing we were at, and the doctor didn't introduce herself to me. I was in the corner of the room.
It was your appointment?
It was my wife's appointment.
Okay.
But I was in there for moral support / don't let the doctor bully you into something that you don't want.
Yeah.
And at one point, my wife goes like, "Well, my husband will drive me," and the doctor acknowledged me for the first time, and I just went, "What's up?" Like I said it like kind of with some zest, and the doctor was like, "Nobody says what's up, you say sup." And I go, "What's up?" And I just like, it was like this tense moment. And I was like, I didn't mean it to be tense, but it was kind of like a weird thing.
Did you come on strong?
I came on strong.
Yeah.
But I'm glad. Because I think doctors come in and they're like,
you put that doctor in their place.
I kind of did put the doctor in her place. There you go. Scratch away, buddy.
Is Gordon in frame?
No. Gordon, come up. Gordon, come up.
Go up there.
Come up. Come
Gordon.
up. There you go, buddy. There you go. Now he's in frame. I can't believe this is the first time you met the
Yeah, I thought I had.
the guy.
Maybe I'm making that up.
Well, he's all over the Instagram, you know?
He's a good boy.
He's hanging out.
Hey, Gordon.
You're a good boy, buddy. You being a good boy. You like that Paul's over? I'm excited for softball.
So you're going to come?
I'm going to come tomorrow, yeah.
Nice.
Are you going?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I invited some more people. Is that okay?
I think so.
I just sent it's like
I mean, last week they didn't have enough players to play, so.
Okay, so then I don't feel.
More is fine, I would assume.
And everybody's just showing up on days that they're available.
Yeah. There's no set lineup, no set rosters or anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited.
I got shamed, man. I got home run shamed last time I went.
Well,
I hustled. I yelled at you.
I did say it's a no hustle league, but I didn't really clarify what a no hustle league
I'm not mad at you for it. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But I hit a home run, but I was trying to like run behind you, and I was like, "Paul, go!"
And I was not hustling.
You're not. You're doing what you're supposed. to. You're doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I was doing what I was supposed to do in most
your mind.
normal situations.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is Paul doing? And then people got mad at me.
I don't think people got mad at
that one guy.
A couple of people got mad.
That one guy got mad at me.
He took it personally. I feel like
he's a moron, and he kind of made a fool of himself later in the game. If you'll remember, do you remember what he did at the end? That other guy.
What, just like walking to first base?
No, he was like at first base, and they got a third out, but we said we were going to do a fourth out to let everybody bat one time, and he was like, "Nah, man." He just walked off the field like a little sour sport. And then somebody else from his team went and took his place at first base so people could bat around.
Oh, I missed that.
So he ended up being the bad sport at the end. he took the mantle from me. I was gonna take he kind of fucking handed it back to me.
Yeah,
because I was
you were primed to be
the asshole.
Yeah, enemy number one.
And he made himself the asshole.
Yeah,
yeah.
You'll win him back.
You think I'll win him back?
Yeah.
I think
the new guy.
I'm the new guy. I mean, look, I think I can adjust.
I mean, I'm the new guy too. That was my second time.
I can adjust pretty quickly to new situations. This is military brat stuff, you know? Friends with everybody. Oh, no, it's, you can make friends, but you can't keep them.
Is that supposed to be a positive thing?
No,
to
it's
say?
not. It's not a positive thing.
Oh, okay. Because I was looking for it.
No, it's a negative.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How long have we been friends? We were friends in New York, but I don't know if we were friends right away.
You didn't like me?
No, I just don't remember when I met you. Like how far into when did you?
I keep on trying to remember when I started improv, and
I moved to New York in 2008.
Okay.
And I think I was like,
that was 16 years ago. Okay.
I was really at the pit in 2009 is when I was like there all the time.
Okay.
And you were in a group,
Bad Luck Rising,
which I remember seeing a lot of shows for.
Wonderful shows.
Great shows. You, Adam Macy, and a third guy.
Chris Roberti.
Was it Chris Roberti?
Oh, Jake Hart.
Jake Hart, that's who it was. And then Roberti would sometimes come in.
There's also Catherine Dunn.
Yes, Catherine
Matt
Dunn.
Freed.
Matt Freed.
Frank Zamel.
Frank Zamel. Yeah, Frank Zamel. Frank Zamel played a baby in Welcome to Hell one time, and it's etched in my mind as one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, I feel like I have the image of him in a diaper just etched in my
running
mind.
around. Yeah. I think he was in a diaper more than once, but there was a show that I was in.
It might not have been for shows all the time.
He's just hanging out at the bar. Just a grown.
The convenience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bad Luck Rising was not a good.
No, you guys were pretty bad.
Yeah.
It was like the opposite of good improv, but it was so bad that it became really good to watch at the end.
Yeah.
Because you guys were negating each other so much. It was like improv is supposed to be kind of like building up to like an apex. Mm-hmm. And you guys were like circling down deeper into hell until you want to kill yourself.
Yeah.
But it was
audience and performers alike.
They were fun shows. That's the thing is like, because like I was on a team called Herschel, and I don't think we had.
Herschel.
I don't think we were great improvisers either, but we had fun shows.
Yeah, as long as you're having fun.
The audience.
I'm saying that, but I remember a lot of shows were not fun to do.
Well, we were all like learning how to do that stuff, you know? Like it's not.
We were paying hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
Maybe thousands to play pretend.
Which I'm okay with, by the way.
Yeah.
People get mad. They're like, how come the pit doesn't pay the performers?
Oh.
And I would be like, have you seen the shows?
Yeah.
They're not good.
Yeah.
And it's also like.
I'm lucky if a handful of people came.
And that was my thing too, especially like, because eventually I got on the super free Wednesday shows, and you'd show up and there'd be like 50, 60 people in the audience. I don't really know how. I've been doing comedy for like 4 or 5 years at that point. Mm-hmm. It's like, you're lucky to have an audience.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't think they should be paying us.
I was thrilled when I would have an audience.
Yeah, it was amazing. That never got old to me.
I mean, it didn't happen often.
Yeah, I never took it for granted when it happened.
Yeah.
No, there are also shows where it's like, even on like the big night at the theater, there'd be like 10 people there. Like that was more often.
Like sometimes like the Wednesday house team shows, they didn't always have an audience.
No, but I remember. Look, in my mind, like the shows I think about now are the shows that happened at the old, which is now I guess the pit is
current.
The current.
Yeah.
But it was originally the theater, and then they moved. But like that, like space you had to walk upstairs that only sat like 40 people. Like all my like real favorite moments in comedy are from there, because those are like that was like the first 2 years.
I feel like I'm mixed because my first house team was one of the first new house teams at the new theater. So
okay,
I had a lot of memories in both.
Were you in the Mondays, the super free Monday one?
I was Wednesday at first, and then my next team was on Mondays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those days.
Never get them back.
Yeah, I don't want them back. They were great for what they were,
Yeah.
but if you go back, you'd be like missing the days you have now. Like I'd have to go back and be like, hooking up with chicks I don't like that much. I'd be like missing my wife who I haven't met yet. Actually, if I go back too far, my wife is in like 7th grade. So like, I don't want to go back. I want to go to the time. I want to be in the time I'm in now. I have no interest in a time machine.
Yeah. Yep.
If you were like, there's a time machine, we're going to step in after this show, I would light it on fire.
What?
There's nothing to do in a time machine.
I feel like we could figure something out than lighting it on fire.
Nothing should be done. For me, I don't want to go back to any other moment in my life other than right now.
Okay.
Because you destroy you've seen The Butterfly Effect.
Great film.
Kutcher.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Other people.
That really big guy.
There's a big guy?
Sounded like, or am I thinking of something else?
The Butterfly Effect's the one where like he keeps going back to try to fix stuff, and then he's like,
I thought he had a big, tall, fat friend.
Does he have a big, tall? Maybe he does. I don't know.
Maybe.
I think I can actually picture the guy you're talking about. He's the guy in Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the big fat friend in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's like his thing.
Yeah.
And I'm the
weirdo
mustache guy.
Let's be friendly to this big fat guy. What I said was he's the big fat guy in all the things, and you said that's kind of his thing. I'm just describing what he looks like. It's kind of hard if you're like The Rock. You can't really be like, you can't play like a high school dweeb.
Yeah.
Like you have to play a dude that weighs 250 pounds.
That's just his type.
Yeah, his type.
Yeah.
His big fat friend. I have a feeling in my head that guy lost a lot of weight, and now he's a tall, skinny guy.
I believe so.
With Ozempic now, that's another thing to think about. There's going to be like no fat celebrities anymore.
If we're talking about the same guy, was he on My Name is Earl?
Yes.
There we go.
I don't know how I know that. I never watched an episode of that show, but he was on that. Maybe from like commercials.
Yeah.
But I'm saying there will no longer be fat celebrities. What celebrity is going to stay fat? Kathy Bates, gone.
Yeah, she's not.
Goodman,
yeah.
skinny again.
For the best.
Yeah.
There's always going to be bigger guys.
Every fat role will go to Lizzo. She's going to be the only fat person left because her brand is being fat.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else.
That's her brand?
That's her brand, yes. Okay. She's like, I'm fat and I look good. That's her thing.
Yeah, I can't think of current like big guy actors.
Yeah, I can't
like
either.
Husky guys.
I mean, Jonah Hill.
He fluctuates.
He fluctuates, but he'll be thin now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no John Candy or Chris Farley.
There's no more John Candys or Chris Farleys. All those guys now would be on Ozempic.
Josh Gad.
He'll be skinny. I guarantee. Mark my words. 2 years from now, Josh Gad's gonna have a 6-pack and be like, no, I just went to the gym a lot. No, motherfucker, you stuck a little needle in your stomach once a week.
I feel like it's on like Hulu commercials all the time.
Who?
Hulu commercials, just like Ozempic, like knockoffs. Lose weight, stab yourself.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it that mainstream already?
It's pretty mainstream. So I'm looking into like pre-diabetic medicine to take, and there's one that's like it's just weight loss medicine. I'm like, oh, I thought it was like specific for.
Well, isn't Ozempic? That's what Ozempic was.
It's not Ozempic, but it starts with an M, and it's for people who are pre-diabetic. But it is weight loss medicine.
Yeah, because I feel like the whole uproar was like people were using Ozempic when it was like initially just meant for diabetics.
Yes.
So like these rich people were like buying it and like taking away from the diabetics. But now it's been so prolific with weight loss that it's all over the place.
It's all over the
accepted.
place. It's all over the place. Yeah, it's I mean, I don't think they still know what it does to you. Like you might grow horns or fucking, grow. I
grew a horn once.
Where?
Right here.
How'd you do that?
Well, I didn't do it on purpose.
What happened?
It just grew there one day.
It's like a crazy mole.
I think it was a cornaceous horn, or I always mispronounce it, but it was literally just like a piece of skin that I thought was just like a pimple, but it just kept on coming out. It was like maybe like a quarter of an inch.
Oh my God.
And I didn't have insurance, but my best friend's wife worked as an assistant for like one of Sloan Kettering's top cancer surgeons.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, just come in. We'll knock it off for you. So I just like went in like one lunch break and they lopped it off as if it were cancer. So like they got like the root and everything.
Yeah. Do you have a little mark there now?
Let
me see.
It's actually this side.
I don't see anything. I had a mole right here under my. I have a beard now, but like when the beard's gone, a huge mole there, and every time I would shave, I'd fucking bleed like I got shot in the face. I would finish shaving and I'd go, fight! I just do a Trump. So I got to get it removed, and it had this like crazy looking fucking scar. And it would like, the scab was like, this felt like the size of my thumb. I mean, it's just huge. And I was like, what's this going to look like when it's fucking done scabbing over? And now it's like a little line. It looks like nothing. But it looks, when you're doing something to your face, it's fucking terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I had another one. I had a mole that grew up here that was huge. And they cut it off. And my family was like, we don't even know who you are anymore. Like, you're not our son.
How dare you?
They were really upset that the mole was gone.
So it's like a mole that you had forever.
For my whole life. But it was just getting like, it was changing colors.
That's not good.
No, it's not good.
Yeah.
They send it to they send the moles somewhere to check them.
Yeah. Probably a lab.
I hope it's just not a guy who like loves moles.
the mole guy.
He eats it. He's like, oh,
this tastes cancerous. Let him know.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it goes to some sort of lab.
Yeah.
And
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also had something removed up here when we first moved out here.
I remember it was on your...
Right by my eye.
Yeah.
That was fun.
How'd that go?
Well, I learned about it in New York, but we didn't have insurance in New York, and we're moving. So I had to live with it for 3 or 4 months.
How'd you get insurance out here?
Just like the city thing at first.
Yeah.
And then we get it through my wife's job at the moment. And come January 1st, it'll be only the second time ever that I'll be able to get SAG health insurance.
Hey, from this year?
Yeah.
Wait, what was it that you booked again?
Salesforce commercial.
Hell yeah.
Very exciting.
Now, can I even ask money-wise?
You can ask.
You're not going to tell me?
I don't know.
How much did you make? Because I used to do commercials and it could be lucrative, and I feel like now it's not. So if you've had a different experience,
it's probably not as lucrative as it used to be for sure.
Yeah.
The biggest check I got was about $10,000.
That's not too bad.
Yeah. That was like most of the residuals.
That's not too shabby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that like pushed me over.
But the main benefit is the health insurance. That's more.
It is now. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. It's like pretty good health insurance.
Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny that SAG insurance does not cover therapy? Of all the things.
I think it does.
I don't think it didn't when I had it.
When did you have it?
Like 7 years ago. A long time ago.
I'm pretty sure it does.
When I was booking commercials, I had it. It has mental health now?
I believe so.
Okay.
I haven't looked into specifics, but my wife has.
I don't think it does, dude, unless they changed it. Because it didn't have it. I'm trying to think like the most recently that I had it. No, I guess it was because it was like in New York. It was like 7 years ago.
Yeah. A lot has changed 7 years.
But let's just, even 7 years ago, let's just go back to 7 years ago. Pretty funny.
I thought you didn't want to go back in time.
No, I'm just saying, let's talk about 7 years ago. We don't have to physically travel back. 7 years ago, pretty funny that you wouldn't have therapy for actors.
Yeah. But I feel like back then, therapy wasn't as accepted. No one really talked about it as much.
Come on. You're going to make New York City was like the tiny town from Footloose where you couldn't dance or be gay or go to therapy. Come on, man.
I feel like it wasn't as open.
Not as open as it is now, but it was
definitely
still
not
pretty.
As accepted by
it was still
insurance.
It was still pretty fucking open. I was surprised.
I mean, not as accepted as far as like insurance helping you with it.
Maybe that's true. Maybe that's true.
Yeah.
My insurance now covers a nutritionist that I go to. And I just meet with him.
What does the nutritionist do for you?
I meet with him once a week, and he goes, "Don't eat the pizza." And I go, "But I want it." That's basically it.
Well, you also can't do gluten, so.
I can't do gluten. I can't do added sugars right now. I mean, here's the thing. I can do whatever I want. I'll just become sick.
Yeah, and lose that foot.
And lose. I haven't decided which foot.
I don't think you get to choose.
I think I'll lose my right foot. I'll keep my left because then I could still be an NFL place kicker. This would be my plant leg. And I'll get like a hammer put on where my foot was, and I could still kick the ball.
So you think you're in shape to be an NFL player?
No, I've never been a kicker. I'm just like, yeah. I don't want to just completely get rid of the dream. I feel like if I take,
what else will you have to live for?
I want to keep my plant leg in case I'm a kicker.
Just in case.
I don't know, because I feel like in a pinch, like if there's some sort of like World War III and 99% of the population is destroyed, but enough of us survive, and then we're like, okay, 10 years after that, we're like, okay, let's try to get our sports leagues back up. Let's reconstitute the Philadelphia Eagles. I could be like, I'll be the place kicker. If 99% of people have been eliminated, maybe I could be.
Maybe you have a chance.
Maybe I have enough to be the place kicker on the post-apocalyptic Philadelphia Eagles. I'm not going to have enough at that point. I'll be 50. I won't be able to play a real position.
Yeah.
But place kicker, that's why I would let them take the right. Okay. And again, I'm pretty sure with diabetes, you choose which foot you keep.
I'm pretty sure you don't.
No, you get to tell them.
I think you start losing your toes first.
It's toes. It's toes. It's toes and fingers.
Yeah.
But then eventually,
I don't know why.
But then eventually it's foot.
Yeah.
It's probably just because you got to like, this is the part where I start saying things that are not fucking true.
Yeah. We're not going to fact check.
No.
Mm-hmm.
No fact check.
Continue.
So here's what happens with diabetics. No, I don't know what happens. I'm working very hard to not be a diabetic right now.
Good luck.
I think I've got enough. I have enough motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've definitely have started eating more candy in Los Angeles.
More candy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to stop, dude.
Yeah.
It's really bad for you. I'm saying this as somebody who stopped eating it 13 days ago. It's pre-diabetic. Listen, bro.
But it's just somehow got in my mind. I was like, well, I had dinner. Now I need something sweet.
Yeah. You have to like find like a sub for sweet stuff. Like I will say this. So because I've stopped eating candy and really added sugar, like when I eat fruit now, holy fuck, man. Fruit tastes so good.
What are your top choices?
I had a pear yesterday, and I thought I was going to come. It was so good. Yeah, I was like, and my wife, my sweet wife, made me oatmeal.
Yeah.
And she put like cinnamon and strawberries in it.
Mm-hmm.
I took one bite of the strawberries. I like literally started getting
wept?
like misty eyed. I was like, oh my God, the strawberry tastes so fucking good. If you don't eat because I'm not eating any sugar.
Yeah.
I mean, besides what's like natural, like if I'm ordering like, whatever, like had a piece of bread, there's probably sugars in it, but like nothing intentionally.
Or like a sauce.
Yeah. But like even that, like we'd like, if we're having tomato sauce right now, I'd probably like make the tomato sauce. I wouldn't get the stuff that's in the can. Like that's how like precise I'm being with it. So yeah, to just eat something that's like naturally sweet now is crazy.
Doing it for you.
Banana. Oh my God. I ate a banana. I sliced up a banana, put that in oatmeal, and like I would eat the oatmeal, but I would leave the banana and just leave it in my mouth and be like, oh my God. It's
like chew.
Yeah, it's like too much, dude. I can't describe how good fruit tastes if you're not eating candy. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
Okay, I'll have to consider.
Like, my wife got a smoothie last night, and I was like, I probably will go with the smoothie. That's so much natural sugar, but I'll have like a sip of her smoothie, and she even got like one of the fucking like health food gross ones. I think it had mango and pineapple in it.
Those are good.
I took one sip and immediately fucking jizz.
Just came in your pants?
Yeah. Flaccid jizz. I wasn't even hard.
Oh.
I just fucking...
Just like dribbled out?
Dude, it was like, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming how good fruit is. So I don't know. If you stop eating, to all the listeners out there, if you stop eating candy, give it like 2 weeks and then eat an apple.
You're going to come in your pants.
You're going to like the way you come. No, it's all good. These are all positive changes, by the way.
Yeah.
None of this is bad. I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of like motivational YouTube speeches in the mornings now.
Mm-hmm.
To identify with my, trying to lose weight. I like listen to Rocky or like a dude that had his legs cut off and now plays the flute with his dick. Yeah. But it's all helpful.
Is it more scripted like for movies or like
it's a little bit of both. It's like it'll be like motivational speakers. And then it'll be clips from movies and like they're like an hour long.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of borrowing snips.
Gotcha.
And they're not like some of them
probably
aren't
put together by AI.
Almost certainly put together by AI. They're not all great. Like some of them, like sometimes it'll be really good motivation. Mm-hmm. And then there'll be a guy like, if you don't do that push up, you're gay. And you'll be like, oh, ooh. All right. And the next one's good. And the next one comes in, they're like, let me tell you something about failure. If you do it, you should kill yourself. Cuts to the next one. It's a clip from Rocky. You're like, oh, okay. I like half of these.
Yeah.
But you can kind of like just kind of pick and choose what's motivational to you and just like focus on that.
Mm-hmm.
But
this helps you.
I think it's helped. Yeah. It's kind of like, it's just like your Taylor Swift, like in the background.
Yeah.
If the thing in the background is just people like yelling motivational stuff, like it sounds like they're in a warehouse, being like, you gotta fight for what you want. If you just listen to that constantly in the background, that's kind of like the mentality you have. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know what you listening to Taylor Swift as often as you do. I don't know what that mentality that puts you in.
Yeah. I like the more of the sound of it, but definitely I mentioned I listened to Anti-Hero like 250 times last year.
Yeah.
Which the main lyric is, it's me, I'm the problem, it's me.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that got into my head a lot.
You sang that.
Yeah.
That was your karaoke song. We talked about how your wife was shocked
at how terrible I was at realizing how it should sound.
How little, it's not even that you have like a bad voice, which
thank you.
You do. But it's not that. It's that you don't seem to know how the song goes.
Correct.
Because when you were singing it, I was like, I know that it's kind of like one of those riddles where someone's like, I remember I had to audition one time where they were like, do the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air rap, but don't do it in the order that it is normally. Mm-hmm. And it's like a thing to test your memorization and your ability to like create new rhythm. And that's kind of what your karaoke song sounded like. You go like, it's me. Hello, I'm the problem. It's me. And I'll be like, what is that? I know that. I know it.
It's someone on the spectrum trying to listen to a song they like. Trying to sing a song they like.
Yeah. Nah, it's cool, man. Look.
Halfway through, I was like, I'm not getting it. So I kind of played it up a little.
Okay. Dude, I was pretty drunk.
But the first half, I was like, I was trying. I had, because I wasn't going to sing a song. It's probably my third time ever doing karaoke.
Yeah.
But I did it. So I put the song in and I was barely paying attention. I was only looking like when my song was coming. Like, how many people left.
Gordon, what's up?
And then I left the room to get a drink and go to the bathroom. Do you like this?
No, he just wants to go. Hey, Liz, could you take Gordon? He's asking, and we're still recording.
Oh, he does.
All right, he's out of here.
I saw his eyes just wide open.
He gets very pumped. He knows the word. He knows outside. I think he knows kiss, because last night I was like,
our guys know dinner.
I went, Gordon, kiss, and then he came and licked my face. So I think he knows kiss.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's affectionate.
He's a sweet boy. He's a good boy. Sorry, that kind of interrupted your story about karaoke.
I just left the room a few times to purposely listen to the song too. So I freshly listened to it like 3 times, just in the bathroom peeing phone up to my ear. Okay. This is when. Okay. Probably right up until I went. I listened to it again, and then right out my head. A song I've probably listened to 400, 500 times.
Yeah. It's all good, man. Look, I love the earnestness of karaoke. It I don't know why. I could go to a karaoke bar and watch and never sing a song and be happy.
Yeah.
Like I just like watching other people do it.
Yeah, that's fun too.
Yeah, it's really fun. Yeah, I've always liked that. I was so surprised at that surprise party.
Oh, you looked surprised.
I had no idea.
Grasped for your chest, and I got nervous for a second.
Yeah, I know. Well, yes, but this is before the weight loss.
Yeah.
It started. I was at my heaviest. I
8 pounds ago.
Eight long. Dude, if you ever look at 8 pounds, like those, like if you like
a bag of fat.
Like a bag of fat that's 8 pounds, you're like, it's a lot. You can fucking do curls with 8 pounds of fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, though it's not necessarily fat that I lost. It's weight.
Mm-hmm.
Could be muscle mass. I don't know.
It does way more than fat.
Oh no, we'll see. There's no way. There's no way I'm in worse shape walking every day and not eating shit. It's impossible. It's probably
not.
It's probably.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? I was taking a shower.
Is that the weird part?
No, that's the normal part. I was taking a shower and I was like cleaning and I like rubbed by my upper thigh and there was like one little sliver on both sides of my leg where it was like wrinkly skin. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And I like kept running my finger over like, what's on my thigh?
Uh-huh.
And then I Googled it and it was like, if you lose too much weight too fast, you get loose skin in some parts of you. I was like, fuck, man. It's like
from 8 pounds?
From 8 pounds. Dude, I'm telling you. I had my wife come up. I was like, run your finger right here and feel this.
And she was like, it's too early in the day for this.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, wake up. No, I had my wife check it. And she was like, yeah, you might have lost a lot of weight right away.
Mm-hmm.
That could do. And also I'm walking mostly, so I'm probably losing it on my legs.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is.
Where do you walk to?
I fucking walk like a psychopath. I put my hands behind my back like all the Russian men in this complex. And I just walk in between people's homes like 5 or 6
Oh, just
times.
like around the complex.
Yeah.
You're not like going out with a...
No, I will like if it's not too late at night because there's homeless people everywhere. By the way, when I was filling out my ballot today, every homeless measure, I was like, make them Soylent Green. Like I'm turning into like a fucking... Like the homelessness in LA is making me a Republican. It's It's so bad. I was walking like not even that late, like still light out, and I had a dude fucking jump out at me from a bush. Like literally, if you come out of my complex where the gas station is, like right there where the Mexican restaurant is, like middle of the street.
Was he like boo?
No, he was just like mad that he's just fucking you know, whatever on fucking fentanyl or whatever drug. I mean, he's fucked up.
Yeah.
But it's everywhere. And it's like, it's also like, even when I go on walks out here, it's like, yeah, they're out by, because I'm right by the LA River's right there.
Yeah.
And they fucking hang. You know, whatever. I'm not sounding like the most empathetic guy right now.
I wouldn't say so.
But I don't give a shit. I'd like to not be murdered.
Because I try to put a light spin on it, be like, oh, did you say boo?
By the way,
you said no. He was high on fentanyl.
No, I literally like if I had the time machine, I would go back to that moment and I would not say he was high on fentanyl. I would have played.
So you wouldn't stop 9/11.
I would have played with you. No, I'd let 9/11 happen, and I would have not had this embarrassing moment on the podcast where I fully sound like my father.
Gotcha.
Yeah, everything I said about time machines, I take back. I would go fix that moment.
Well, at some point, maybe you'll have the chance.
Maybe. You just don't know.
No.
You just don't know. Maybe the fact that when I said, no, he's probably high on fentanyl or something, that was the only thing that made it so that a tsunami isn't happening halfway across the world. And if I go back and fix it, now there's 10,000 people in Thailand that are dead that didn't have to be. Because I didn't want an embarrassing moment on my podcast. These are the types of things you have to think about. As a podcast host, you have a responsibility.
I feel like there hasn't been a tsunami in a while.
Well, it's not good when they happen.
No.
You said it like...
Ah, shucks.
Yeah. When's our next tsunami coming, man? Those things are always a blast in the news. I feel like it has been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're always a shock.
They're very scary.
Yeah.
Walls of water 50 feet high.
It's like hard to
Rushing
comprehend.
Sure.
Like, how is it still coming? Anyway, we'll Google later.
By the way, we're gonna end on tsunamis. That's gonna be the last thing we talk about.
That's going to be the last thing, me bringing up tsunamis.
Yeah. Well, we're at time, man. It's 50. I try to wrap them before an hour. We're right there. Paul, you did great. Let's.
I still have the horn.
Do you? No, it's gone.
No, it's in a jar in my bathroom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And it's not really a horn. It's not. It's hard.
Oh, well,
It's like
it's called a carnaceous horn.
Okay, but if I took your carnaceous horn and I tapped it against a wooden desk, what would it sound like?
Well, it's kind of soft right now because it's in liquid.
Okay.
But it was dry and hard.
So, like at the time, if you had tapped your thing, would it go?
Yeah, it was like a clump of really hard skin.
Wild.
And I also, at the time, worked with like 3 or 4 of the guys, like in their 20s and 30s.
Yeah.
And the nicest thing to ever happen to me was they never brought it up once.
That's very nice. Now, if you could go back in time, would you make it so that it grew right here?
No.
Because that's funny.
It is funny.
It would have been funny.
But then it would have left a scar on my forehead.
But you don't have a scar now.
I kind of do, but it was like in the fold.
Okay. All right. I don't think it can be argued that it'd be funny if it grew on your forehead.
It would be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was growing on your forehead, I would have been like, keep it forever. If it's not posing any danger to you and you get to become an actual unicorn, you should fucking keep
I don't
it.
think I'm getting booked for anything with the horn on my forehead.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You wear a hat, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Way to look, you did a good job there of covering
Thank
up
you.
your tsunami.
Oh, now you're bringing it up.
Back to the tsunami.
Now I have to think of something else.
No, Paul, tell the people, the fans, way to go for an hour, man, by the way. You crushed it.
Oh, thank you. Has it been that long?
It's been an hour. Time flies.
Time flies
when you're wishing more tsunamis struck
I was just curious about
Asian
the tsunamis.
countries. His words.
I didn't even bring up the Asian company.
His words.
We could get hit by one.
Not really.
Happened
Hawaii might get hit by one. I feel like you have to be like more out in the ocean.
Yeah. Well, it happened on 911, that show with Rob Lowe. Right? I just saw the commercials. I never watched it.
Everything bad happens on that show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's a stupid show.
It is.
Where can people find you?
Usually in my living room on my couch with my 2 dogs.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Nowhere else.
Paul, do you have social media?
Oh,
Yeah,
social media?
so people can follow you on
I'm on social media.
You really have never done a podcast before.
I have never done a podcast.
I'm giving you a chance to plug your social media.
Oh, it's that dork Paul on Instagram and Threads and anything else.
Check Paul out on Threads. This guy is running it on Threads.
All right, I gotta start posting.
He's got 3 or 4 threads a day, and they will make you laugh out loud.
I've had some good ones.
Yeah, okay.
You'll see them when you look at my threads.
Yeah. That dork, Paul. Thanks for doing it, man.
Thanks for having me.
If you want to come back, you can come back.
Okay.
But don't. If it's gonna stress you out, don't do it.
The first time's always stressful.
Now you can. Now you can kick back. I might get a little thing for our feet next time.
Maybe Gordon can lay on it.
Yeah,
like a platform for Gordon.
Usually Gordon hangs out here and just chills, but he was. I think he had to shit today.
Just today.
Well, he had to shit at the time we recorded today.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
Okay.
See you later.
See you later.
You just never had somebody end the podcast going, okay.
Okay.